Farah is most likely going to be a meta DPS hero going into Overwatch 2 Season 9, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. Hi everybody, my name is Abby. Quick look at this statistic over here showcasing that more than half of you are coming back to watch the videos, but you're not subscribed. Guys, if you're going to come back and watch the video and you enjoy this type of content and you just enjoy Overwatch everything, that's what this channel is about. So you can hit the subscribe button. It helps you keep up to date with the videos, and you'll be notified right away if you click that bell icon. So if you could do that for me real quick, I would appreciate that. But now let's get this out of the way and talk about why I think Farah is going to be a meta DPS, potentially the best DPS in the next season if my theory crafting is correct. Of course, this is just for funsies. I might be wrong, and I'm more than open to that if that's the case. But I do want to talk about some things that I feel like, yeah, you know what, like when you think about it, Farah might actually be pretty good. Now, before I talk about like why I think Farah is going to be strong, we do know that she's getting a rework, and the rework has been leaked in the leaked patch notes. But most importantly, I'm not going to link the YouTube video and things like that, but there is a leaked video of Farah's new movement and new ability on the right click going around, which is like a horizontal dash. So I think that actually looks really cool and fun. One of Farah's biggest problems is like, you know, without a mercy, she's kind of useless, and with a mercy, she can be very oppressive. And a lot of the oppression kind of comes from the fact that she can maintain so much airtime. So they're trying to reduce that, but allow her to be able to traverse horizontal a little bit more consistently in order to manipulate, like in order to just basically have a better time staying alive, which I'm kind of a fan of, because like, you know, with the new HP pool changes, it might actually help Farah out a lot, and it complements the way that she's going to be triggering that DPS passive. So now that I kind of got that out of the way, like, you know, Farah's like movements and all this type of stuff, I kind of want to feel for it before I give my like honest opinion about the rework. But the number one thing that I do want to say is like implying, like, you know, movement and all this aside, Farah's rockets have a pretty decently sized splash radius, and I personally think like burst healing characters are not going to be that strong going into this next patch. That's something that kind of even Aaron Keller and Alec Dawson have kind of come out to say, that we want to deal with this as an issue. And because of that, DPS are getting an unbelievably strong passive where when they are, you know, attacking a target, they will trigger a 20% healing reduction for 2 seconds. This is like 2 seconds is a lot of time in Overwatch, and you know, we should all know this by now. And I feel like there's like not a single character in this game that can like consistently trigger that thing as well as Farah can, and that's kind of what I want to talk about, is Farah being able to take some really good angles on the maps that like favor her, and maybe even if she's playing against like a brawl like comp where people are just like grouped up together, her ability to like land like those rockets, even direct or splash, triggering it on more than one person and just like chipping away and taking out the team comp one by one is going to be really strong. And I really feel like not enough people are talking about it. I know there's like doom and gloom that, oh, this might ruin the game, this might ruin the season, this might ruin Overwatch 2, and I'm still reserving judgment until I get the chance to play it and then give my feedback on it. But I'm open-minded to it. I'm open to the idea that developers are trying something new, and at the moment there is a character that I do thoroughly enjoy playing, who is Farah. She's my third favorite projectile hero to play. And you know, she's kind of been a little bit awkward in 5v in the current iterations of 5v5, but I am excited to see that, you know, in the upcoming iteration of 5v5 tomorrow, as I speak today on the 12th, I do believe it comes out tomorrow, we are going to see a pretty strong Farah meta. And the reason for that, again, like I said, is that splash damage being able to trigger the DPS passive. Like you have that going for you, like you're gonna have the mercy with you as well. Like burst healing is nerfed because of that DPS passive, right? It's so much better for you to just maximize value on this Farah pick by having the mercy with you. And then like your tanks, like depending on the map, like they'll most likely be playing Reinhardt or Winston, just because Reinhardt and Winston, like the shields are going to be important in order to slow down the damage that might be coming in, that might trigger the DPS passive. And then, you know, all of a sudden, like it could feel like which side triggers the DPS passive first, that side basically wins. So taking that into account, I considered a lot of the DPS. We actually covered this on the live stream, so shout out to the people that came on the live stream. And you know, I have a hypothetical example that I'm going to take from the live stream and play on your screens right now, where I give an explanation on Nepal Village on how Farah single-handedly could control a map, and this shows the power that the DPS role is about to get. Now, Granted that this power will most likely won't be going to a lot of the other DPS heroes because they don't have as much consistent splash damage. But I will say that one potential candidate that might be slept upon in the way that they might trigger the DPS passive with a playstyle shift, like, you know, like just a quick header, like a note over there that there may be a playstyle shift for this character, is Genji's dash. Because of the fact that you can chain link into many targets, you might be able to do a lot of cool things with it. And again, I speak about it in this live stream clip over here, so I'm going to implore you guys to watch this little clip over here, and then I'll talk to you about, like, you know, like my concluding thoughts, and I will end the video. We take this angle, we take this nice angle up here, and we just, like, everybody in there taking all that splash, 20% reduced healing. And easier to do on Farah because she doesn't have to put herself at risk. Man, mark my words, Farah is going to be so good. Farah and Mercy are going to be so good together in this situation with that passive. And look, healing is going to be a little bit irrelevant. I'm going to call it from now. Healing will be a little bit irrelevant because of the new DPS passive. That is why even Metro and I forgot which other streamer was talking about it. They were basically saying, like, Zen is going to be really good. Zen, Lucio, Mercy. Like, yeah, you need a little bit of healing, but you want to win the team fights as fast as possible on the next Overwatch patch. These drawn-out fights are not going to happen. That's the whole point of the DPS passive. Anything that does damage from the damage roll will apply the passive. At least, that's what I understood. If I'm wrong about this, I will let you guys know. I don't mind being wrong. Like, we don't have the full patch notes just yet, but it is a global DPS passive. So, as far as I understand, at any point does a DPS do damage, that target, for whatever amount of time, will take less healing, 20%. Hi guys, so welcome back from the live stream. If you're interested in more of that type of content, I do live stream mostly on the weekends, but you can also catch me over here on YouTube. That's where I live stream at very awkward times during the weekdays too. Anyways, so as you can see, I explained why I think Farah is going to be pretty strong, and I also explained why I think that, you know, like the potential with Genji's deflect now, as well as like using your dash a lot more aggressively. Like, we have been so used to playing characters like Genji and Farah like a lot more passive. But I feel like maybe it's not being talked about a lot, that this new DPS passive will really allow for some aggressive playstyles to open up. I also think the DPS passive is so good for Reaper, who has been a character that's just kind of been forgotten in the 5v5 setting, right? And again, like, these three characters, keep an eye on them. Farah, Reaper, and Genji. Maybe Reaper is a little bit here and there, but Genji and Farah, these two, especially Farah, like these two may definitely have a pretty strong hand to play in the upcoming meta. For Genji's case, he's going to need a playstyle shift, and I will cover that in the video. I've been talking about that like off streams and off videos with a couple of my friends, and, you know, theorizing and whatever the case might be. So I will talk to you guys about that in a future video, maybe in this coming week. And in Farah's case, I explained how the splash damage and, you know, just like Farah's ability to control like certain sections of the map with her rockets, it's going to be very powerful and triggering that DPS passive. And then, like, if you have like a Winston who just jumps in at the right time, a Reinhardt that just goes and brawls at that exact moment, like, especially we know that Ryan's getting that 100 damage swing. Oh my god, you're going to be able to do, like, you're gonna have agency. That's what Aaron Keller said. The DPS role needs agency, and I do think that we're about to get some of that agency. Anyways, guys, let me know, what do you think? Like, do you think Farah is going to be a meta pick, or am I a little bit too excited and it might just not work out? Like, again, I'm trying not to look at it. Like, I implore you, before you give your feedback, try not to think about the current state of the game. There's a lot of changes that are coming, right? There's a lot of changes. There's like the HP bar changes, there's the projectile changes and all of this. And I do think the biggest winner, one of the potential biggest winners, is Farah, right? Now, I can talk about the doom and gloom of this patch too, but like I said, I'm still reserving judgment. For now, I just wanted to do this fun little video talking about why I think Farah might be the biggest winner of this patch, and rightfully so. She's kind of also been forgotten about, and she's been a little bit awkward here and there, only really working in low elo. And then the higher up you go, she just becomes an easy throw pick, and wherever you can play her, you're just better off playing Echo in that regard. Anyways, everybody, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoy this type of content and you want more, as I said earlier, subscribe to the channel. It is very much appreciated. And if you want, you know, to watch me live stream, you can catch me mostly on the weekends, and I would appreciate it because I really love talking to you guys, and I get to just like be less like this, like semi-professional, and I just go like full casual mode, and I just vibe out with everybody that comes to the stream. Anyways, everybody, that is it for this video. And one last thing, if you want to support the channel for free, subscribe and like is the best way to do so. Helps me with the algorithm. And if you want to support me financially, I'm going through some tough times with the university, gonna keep it real. Any donation is appreciated. Patreon will be coming online by the end of this week. I'm just trying to figure out like what type of services that I can provide to my community and help them out as best as I can. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.